What's up? Here we go. Okay, you start barking right at the right time, didn't you? Just as I go live. Them puppies are mine. What is going on, everybody? So every Tuesday night we might not be going live unless we're on the boat, because usually on Tuesday nights now we're out crabbing. Today we didn't go crabbing. And we're sitting here and just really I just chilled out all day today. Didn't really do too much. And but I got a couple great guests coming on. One I met recently. That was just Saturday. I had my grandson and my nephew with me during the summertime. I mean, last week in the summertime, I get them for the whole week. So I'm dropping them off in Stevensville, right over the bridge, the Bay Bridge in Stevensville. I'm right at the Target, and I'm dropping them off, and then we're going to go jump in Target. And as we're going in, I'm going like, look, there's a butcher shop, and really, they're far in between. I don't see like butcher shops anymore. And I almost didn't go in, but I ended up going in, and and it was really cool because not only did I see a really cool business that it's only been there for about 6 months, that's supporting local farmers and stuff like that, but I got to run into a fishing buddy of mine, and that is Brandon, the Baltimore angler. I'm talking, he literally walks in, walks past me, and we're in the same shop, not even realize until I turn around and it just hits me because he looks very different. And I'm going to show you quick pictures. And this is my buddy Brandon. Oh, where's the picture? Where's the picture? Yeah. Oh, there it is. All right. So this is Brandon. Look at the catfish he has. Look at that. Look at my man. Now he said he don't like it too much, the size. I mean, he's a big boy. I mean, he's pretty tall. I think he used to be a state trooper, police. Now look at him. Look at this guy. That dude that guy is rocking. He looks great. He sounds great. And thank God that I just found out that he only lives about 15 minutes from me now. So hopefully I found a new fishing partner to go out with more often. But when I was there, I actually got to meet Brandon. Brandon is the owner of the butcher shop, and it's called the Monocle Meat Company. Let me bring him up and let's let's rock and roll with the show. All right, let me set my stuff up here. And there is Brandon. What's going on, Brandon? How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right, man. I gotta admit, I was pretty. It was really nice to meet you and everything because, I've never, when I think of a butcher shop, I won't. I'll tell you and be honest that I thought of the Brady Bunch and Sam, the butcher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because back in the day, there used to be a lot of butcher shops where you can go in and get fresh stuff, and they can pretty much go in and keep basically farm to table and stuff like that. So why don't you explain first when you started, how you got started in this, and then you were explaining to me not only do you have local guys, you do spread out with other stuff.
Sure. Yeah. So at the Monocle Meat Company, it's a butcher shop idea that I came up with, a couple years ago, and now finally have had the chance to make it a reality. I have over 10 years experience as a grocery store meat department manager. And so I did that first back home in North Carolina where I started, and then here in Maryland when we moved here about 4 or 5 years ago. I got through COVID, and COVID was a really rough time for the grocery industry. And after the COVID crisis kind of came down, my wife and I, we decided that we thought that we could do a good job running our own butcher shop. So I had a lot of meat cutting experience, and I self-taught myself how to break down a whole cow, and now we've opened up the Monocle Meat Company. So we are a first-class butcher shop that is designed to create local meals and high quality dining experiences. We bring in fresh local beef from various multiple farms. We use the DK Cooperative for our beef. That's Kerner Farm in Stevensville and Darlin Manor Farm in Queenstown. They work together on our beef, and we bring in whole animals and butcher them in the store. We also bring in fresh lamb from King Crown and Glory Farm in Churchill, and now fresh chicken from Anna Gale Farm in Graysonville. So our whole design was to have as much fresh farm to store as we can, get rid of all the middleman and do all the cutting in the store. But we know we need variety. So we also work with some really high class providers for choice and prime grade beef, for some really good Duroc pork and blended pork, and just offer a lot of options.
The so on the one end, so you do go get a little bit more of on like you said, you have a whole one case is just basically full. Hold on for a second. She wants to dig for ice. There you go. Awesome. No, a beer. It is Tuesday night. Beer Tuesday night. I'm off work tomorrow, so usually tonight is a beer night. The so you pretty much got everything. Do you have pork? Name some of the different kind of cuts that you would have, and that you actually will supply there, and I'll let them know because there's other because as you were explaining to me, there's other butcher shops that you can have all these monthly deals and all that stuff. But you are basically telling me that this is more from somebody maybe want to make a dinner or maybe have a dinner something like that, or at least can let you know that maybe they want a whole brisket, or can you get like a whole pig and everything and stuff like that?
Yeah, I can get whole pigs. We actually we now have an option. You can get a whole pig and a roasting box to put it in,
Oh, really?
so you can get it all at one stop. So the design of the shop was to offer gourmet meals. So a lot of our product is going to be a much higher quality meat than what they sell at the grocery store. We sell a lot of high choice and a lot of prime grade. We cut whole cows, so I can do any beef cut that you would want. We cycle through about a quarter beef per day. So we don't cut everything every day because it's just too much, but you can always call ahead and we can reserve something. So if you want a brisket or you want a tri-tip or you want short ribs, if you don't want to have to worry about not seeing it, you can give us a call in a day or two. We can have that cut and packaged for you.
All right. So explain to everybody where you're located, and right now, are you running like any specials or something special that you're running? Like
Sure.
I mean, because I think you had some pretty cool looking burgers with, was it cheese and stuff inside of it? I mean,
Yeah.
because you have
So
some other stuff than just like the plain stuff. You actually have some other cool items too.
Yeah, we do a lot of what we call value added or specialty items. We make gourmet style pub burgers. We do cycle through a couple different flavors: bacon and cheddar, mushroom and Swiss, and blue cheese and black pepper, which is probably our most popular. We make kebabs during the holidays. We make our own Italian sausage and kielbasa's in the store. We do fresh ground beef. We do ground pork sometimes, meatloaf mix, meatballs, lots of that stuffed chicken breast, that type of specialty stuff that is convenient and helpful. We also offer woodworking items from a local store in Baltimore. We've got sauces and spices from a company out of Ocean City.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Um,
Yeah.
and we have a gentleman who makes knives here in Stevensville, who we have a case for his homemade knives in the store. We're located at Kent Landing in Stevensville. That's next to the Target that opened last year. We've
Right
been there
over
since
the,
Christmas,
yeah, it's
and we've
right.
had a
I mean, it's literally when you take the Stevensville exit, if you want to take that first exit and then you go down to, I believe, the second light or the second exit, you make a left and you follow the Target, and or you can go right by the McDonald's on Thompson's Creek Road, which is a place that I would go crabbing a lot right there at the end of the ramp. Sometimes I would go there crabbing, and you just follow it to Target, and they're literally right next door.
But to answer your question about specials, all of our value added stuff like the pub burgers, the ground beef, the sausages, we do offer specials if you buy a larger amount. You get a discount in price. And then when holidays come around, like July 4th, that's coming next weekend, we will offer some specialty items like prime grade fillets, prime grade New York strips, some dry aged ribeyes. And if you've never had a dry aged ribeye, you should definitely treat yourself to one of those.
That sounds excellent. I'm definitely a steak eater. We've been eating a lot of seafood lately, but I'm definitely, man, nothing like a good. You know what? I've actually, even though we've been eating a lot of seafood, I can tell you I have been on a burger kick. When we left your shop, we actually went right down the road to it's Adam's Ribs.
Sure.
Five Guys right next to it. But we went to Adam's Ribs, and I actually had a pretty good burger there. I mean, it had like ham and bacon and all kind of. Even the wife was like, "Whoa!" It's actually pretty good. So it's actually a pretty good burger. Um, well, that's cool. So give them your address, and in the link in the description here, what I will do is actually give me 1 second. Let me go in here. I don't know if anybody can put anything into the chat, so let me real quick. Let me. I don't know if anybody can put anything in. Hold on. Turn that volume down. Let me. I'm going to put your. Should have the old lady do it. Monocle Meat Company. I'm going to put this in the chat. There is their Facebook page I put in the chat. But in the description, I'll put, a link to them. So give them your address, give them your hours. And if they want something, so if like somebody's having a party and he wanted some kind of a platter and he wants something special, you can definitely do it all, right?
Yeah, well, we just took an order today for July 4th next week. I'm going to do 50 burgers and 40 hot dogs for somebody. So,
What's something like
but
that?
yeah,
What's something like that cost?
the burgers we do $5 a piece, the hot dogs $2 a piece. It's about $3.50 for 50 burgers and 40 hot dogs.
You think that don't sound too pricey at all. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So we're located at 136 Kent Landing in Stevensville, Maryland. You can follow us on Facebook at Monocle Meat Company, and you can reach us by phone at 410-739-4003. We'll be glad to help you with any special orders, and we look forward to working with all of you.
That's awesome. If you want in the chat, when you see in the chat, just while we're talking, if you want, please put your phone number in there to the shop. And like I said, I got the link to your Facebook page, but put your number in there and everything. And Brandon, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. I think it's really cool. You got one of them shops there, and it's really not that far for me to come up there. So I appreciate it. So this is Brandon from Monocle Meat Company right there in Stevensville. All right, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you, and I hope I'll see you again soon.
Absolutely. All right. See you, bud.
Bye-bye.
All right. So I have another guest. This is Tricia. And so I've been doing my best to try to promote women in fishing. I mean, I think it's a cool thing. I think it's a good opportunity. I just watched the LBAA, some of the highlights. I had Cindy Adler Jackson on. She was in the tournament this weekend. Christine Fisher was in it, her first time as a boater. Cindy, that's her first year, and I think she won Rookie of the Year. And so I'm pretty stoked. I made a quick little video. Let me show this video real quick of Trish and her little thing, and we'll get Trish right on.
Most of my life was heavy and high, yeah. So many days, so many scars, but it was all of those years to make who I am, yeah. But I broke through, and here I stand, yeah. Don't try to fight, nothing you can do. I'm gonna run all over you. It's too late to try, there's nothing you can do. I'm gonna run all over you. I'm looking for new blood, and nothing's gonna stop me.
Ugly butt up there. All right. Hi, Trish. How you doing?
Hi, Sam. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. You had a pretty hot weekend this weekend. You did some fishing, everybody.
Yes, we fished, myself and the lady who helps me, Angie both fished the Bass Nation regional qualifier here at Rocky Fork Lake. It's about 45 minutes from my home.
I was looking around here as I promote, I'm sitting here, I'm in Maryland, and all the ladies that I've had on pretty much been in like the center of the United States.
Yes.
I don't see that many here on the East Coast where they have a lot of women tournaments and stuff like that, but it's getting really, really big, especially LBAA and the Bass. I think it's called the Bass Master is something. And then I know what you had. So it's more like in the center of the country.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And Two Chicks on a Boat up here in Ohio launched a women's only tournament circuit, and they do quite a bit of traveling. some of which takes them to the East Coast and down south.
So how did your tournament go this week? It was a hot one.
It was hot. It was miserable. I finished 15th on the boater side, and then Angie finished 4th on the co-angler side.
Right.
So Angie will be traveling to Wisconsin for the next level, and hopefully being able to promote fish her while she's up there in Wisconsin.
So how do you think that the with the women really? I think that back because I'm an older fella. That when I used to watch like Hank Parker, Bill Dance, and even the Bassmasters back the Bassmaster, the tour and everything, there was ladies out there, but it just didn't seem like it got any kind of it didn't get any traction. I don't think it got promoted like it should. But with social media now,
Yes,
social media has really can blow up. I mean, I've had on Jennifer, she's a kayaker doing the BFLs and stuff like that. So when you got into fishing, how did you decide that all of a sudden you wanted to start an apparel company? Because you got some pretty cool stuff. I was looking through your lineup.
Well, a little bit of history on me. When I was a child, girls didn't fish in my family at all. My grandparents had a camper up at Lake Erie. My brothers would go fishing, and me and my twin sister stayed at the camper with grandma because girls just didn't fish. My husband and I got together about 20 years ago, and we've got 5 kids between us. So if we wanted to go on a date, to the movies, to dinner, one or all 5 wanted to go. So I started fishing a jackpot tournament with him, just a Friday night 3-hour tournament, and that's where fishing started for me. And then roll forward 3 years ago, instead of taking the passenger seat, I went ahead and purchased my own boat at that time. So now I run as a boater. We fish a lot of tournaments against one another.
Oh, you and your husband?
Yes.
So you do fish all tournaments, whether it's male, female, because there's nobody going to tell you can't fish no matter what.
Right. And there's not a lot of female only tournaments here in Ohio. So most of what I fish are male tournaments, and usually I'm the only female in the field. I don't think I've fished a tournament where there's been another lady boater in the field. I've fished where there's been a couple of non-boaters who were ladies. And my first year fishing the BFLs, I was actually a non-boater, and then switched over to the boater side after I purchased my first boat. But for years I'd been to the fishing expo because I love to go. I'm an angler.
Mm-hmm.
And they just weren't doing anything to promote ladies, and ladies are visual creatures. They like to
the shiny stuff.
Something has to catch their eye. So I'd talked to vendors for years about doing something that was more lady friendly. And last year, 2023, after leaving the expo again with my friend Angie, we went and sat and had lunch, and I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. And within a couple of days, she had a logo designed for us, and we launched Fish Her.
So how's it been? I know starting a business, I would even say when I started YouTube, it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of like a little small business, but if you look at it, it is that way. A lot of people, a lot of people told me, well, I don't do it for the money. And I said, well, I get it. I did it because I thought it was fun to go out and do everything. But 4 years into it, now I'm saying, okay, it would be nice to actually, it would be nice to make a living off of it. I see some of it, but my wife's she's sitting over here, so I get to talk to her while she's not paying out a damn mind to me right now. She hears me. So your first year, I mean, did you just start going to, I mean, I know a lot of them, they'll go to the expos or they'll go to somewhere and start pitching up a tent. So how did you really get started promoting your t-shirts?
Well,
I wish I could put more pictures up there.
When we launched last year, like I said, we started in February. We designed a website. We started a page on social media, but a lot of what we were doing initially were all vinyl prints, graphic designs that we had, between Angie and my daughter and myself, we had designed. We had, went and got a cutter, and we were weeding, we were pressing, we were doing all of that. And then we brought jerseys in right before the Walleye Festival at Port Clinton up by Lake Erie last year. So our initial vendor launch was Memorial Day weekend of 2023, and that was up at Lake Erie. And I have a camper up in that area, so it was convenient for us. We set up a couple of times at my campground up there last summer, and then our first big show was this year at the Columbus Fishing Expo.
Have you ever tried to get down? I mean, I guess it would cost a lot of money to get down at Bassmasters and stuff like that.
I would like to. Now next year they'll be in Texas, so it's a pretty significant drive. However, we are looking at Red Crest, and I've reached out to the Eastern Tennessee Fishing Show, and we're trying to get in there as well. We're already signed up for 2 shows in Indiana next year, and then for the Columbus Fishing Expo again.
Yeah, I'm really interested if anybody knows of. I mean, I know women. Like I said, I've had a couple ladies on that, they're just local fishermen, but when it comes to bass fishing, I just don't. I mean, I really don't see anything here on the East Coast for women. I mean, and I'm sure they fish and maybe do tournaments, but I don't see many at all. Why do you think it's such? It's Please don't take this wrong. Don't take this the wrong way. But is it because there's a lot of corn out there? And I mean, that's because I know that Jennifer had told me last week that she literally lives in a town that has like 300 or 800 people. So
Well,
that's all they do.
I don't think that that's it. I think ladies get wrapped up in raising the family, taking care of the kids, and a lot of women who do come into fishing, it's because their spouse or significant other promotes it. But somebody's still got to be at home taking care of the kids. When I bought my first boat, it was when my youngest daughter was graduating. So, it's just most families aren't a 2-boat household. And when it comes to fishing, in a lot of cases, the man is the one that goes and travels and fishes. And for years, my husband did, and I was 100% supportive of him. But now we travel together. We both pull a boat across the country. We both run Toyota Tundras, and we both run Phoenix boats. He's got a 921. I've got a beautiful pink 721.
Really? I mean, because now boats it's ridiculous what a bass boat costs. I mean, you're looking at a boat, probably not even too much rigged, $90,000, maybe $100,000. And then if you actually start putting electronics on it, you're talking anywhere from $110,000, $120,000 for a bass boat.
Yes. Well, my first boat was a Crestliner. It was just an 18-foot aluminum boat. I wanted to make sure that I was going to be happy fishing as a boater or have the confidence to go as a boater before I invested a lot of money into it. And a year after purchasing the Crestliner, I upgraded to the 721 Phoenix.
So how are you keeping up with a lot of the shirts that I see? They are definitely for, like tournament fishing. And
Yes.
Man, you know what? You might have to let me because I want to let people see your
Oh, I've got one of our shirts here if you want me to show it off.
yeah,
Like
you go ahead.
I've got on one of our weekend hooker prints. This is what my campground girls love this shirt.
Weekend hooker, honey.
It's a weekend hooker, and it's got a hook on it, and then we've got fishing rods on the back. So, but
Yeah, that's actually.
I've got one of our American flag print shirts here, and I'll go ahead and show it.
Yeah, I was showing that off. I seen one of your gentlemen in the I think I have him in the video. Let me see if I can.
Now we've adjusted a lot of what we do. Like we started when we launched Fisher, it was just about lady anglers. We were just going to do something to, for women because there were limited items out there. And since then, we've developed a men's line and also a youth line of jerseys. But our men's jerseys don't have the lady angler. They just have fish her with the bass on them. But our women's jerseys are designed for ladies who love to be out on the water. And I get like all ladies don't like to go fish an 8-hour tournament. But still, there's ladies that like to be out on the water, pontooning, skiing, just hanging out with the husband, reading a book while he's fishing. So our women's jerseys actually have ponytail holes in the hoods. I'm not sure if you can see that.
Yeah,
and then
I'm not looking at it. I'm going through.
We do, thumb holes in the sleeves also to help protect your hands.
Let me what? Let me do this differently. So I don't do this too much because I don't know, because everything I don't want to screw it up. But what? So your website? What's your website?
It's www.fishher2h's.com. FISHHER.
And I pecked like a woodpecker on my computer.
Oh, you're fine. And we recently started doing weigh bags and some other items as well. And the weigh bags were designed specifically for tournament anglers, and they're actually really awesome.
There it is. You let me go. Here we go. All right. So let me go here real quick. Let me share. You share. Can you see that?
I can't
Am I
see
sharing that okay? Hold on one second. Oh, do you see it? Okay, we do see it. So I am on your, no, I'm not there.
Yep.
Did I do the wrong one?
Maybe. You may have to type in the full URL, the HTTP.
Oh, I'm on it. I gotta hold on one second. There it is. You got it now, right?
Yes, that's us.
That's us.
That's us.
Shop for sure. I want everybody to see your stuff. You look like you got some like it's like jerseys, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And we do fishing gloves. We do weigh bags, net gaiters. We have a pretty good variety. We do a lot of jerseys for first responders. I'm retired from the Department of Corrections and spent the last 6 years as an EMT in my local ER. So we integrate a lot of first responder gear into what we do.
I go to I actually, so I'm a bread man by trade. I've been doing it for 29 years, and I do serve a correctional center down here in Delaware.
You know, I've been down in your neck of the woods a couple of times. We have a couple of friends down there, and there's actually a charter boat captain down there that we do jerseys for, the fishing detective. He charters snakeheads out of the Potomac, and then we've got a good friend, Todd Murphy, who lives down there as well. I actually just posted him on a picture of one of our Fish Her jerseys with the hardware he won this weekend at a tournament down there on the Potomac.
Well, I would be more than happy to. Hold on. Let me stop screen. There we go. I'm an old guy, so I don't do.
Oh, honey, I get it. My dad calls me for tech support at least once a week, and I refer him to his grandchildren.
But so they got a lot of really good apparel. So how has everything been going, and have you got a really good response? I mean, or at least how the women, why am I, see, I'm out of practice. I'm out of practice.
Right.
I haven't did it in 2 weeks. I haven't did it live in 2 weeks. So
well, I will tell you that, and I know what you're asking, but the women love it. We've got men all over the country that are wearing our gear too. The shirts are comfortable. They're creative. They're different. There's something different than what you're seeing in the market. But in a year's time, we're in 4 retail locations in Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky. And we have 12 small bait companies that we work with to create jerseys for them with their brand brandished on the jerseys themselves.
There you go. Cast of Nasty Baits right there. He's live. There you go. You want some jerseys? She'll make them for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we've already got 12 companies that we're working with, and I had been working with my boat retailer, Malone's Marine, down in Ironton, Ohio. They've sold me both of my boats, and I just love those guys to death. But we just did some promotional items for Mercury along with Malone's Marine. So those will be coming out soon as well. We've got Mercury weigh bags that will be down at Malone's Marine. We just put them into production today.
So when is your when are you going to be fishing next? Where are you headed to?
I'm actually heading up to Lake Erie next weekend. Well, we're leaving tomorrow night. My husband's got a tournament on Sunday, but my next tournament isn't until a week from Sunday. We kind of backed out of the BFLs a little bit this year because the business has been keeping us pretty crazy busy, but we're fishing the largemouth only series up at Lake Erie. And I put a lot of my effort into the Rocky Fork tournament, the Bass Nation tournament that we just finished up. So I didn't want to commit to the BFLs on top of that. So we're fishing that largemouth only series up at Lake Erie, and then we'll see what else we jump into. But we are heading up to Lake Erie tomorrow night. It's about 3 hours and 15 minutes from us, and there's no fishing like it in the country. I mean, it's absolutely amazing.
Now, did you do any other kind of fishing? Because since you've been down here, did you get a chance to go snakehead fishing?
Well, we incidentally caught some snakehead while we were bass fishing. So
Yeah, a lot of people think, you know, you hear it all the time, especially all the newbies and everything that are trying to catch a snakehead. I'm like, man, just pretend you're fishing for bass, and
pretend you're fishing for bass. And you know, I really don't know why somebody hasn't developed a bait for that area that imitates a blue crab. Because you know those bass down there are feeding on those blue crabs the same as they would feed on crawdads up here. And I've yet to get a bait company manufacture a blue crab bait.
Well, no, the crawfish is a good one down here. A lot of the jigs and everything, you know, fishing. So down here, you know, a lot of it's tidal. So do you fish? You basically fish lakes. You fished. How much tidal water do you usually fish?
The only I've fished down at the Potomac twice. That's the only 2 times I've fished tidal water.
That's I had a guy on here. He's called Fishing the DMV, and he talks a lot about the Potomac. I've been there a couple times. I've been there, I don't know, about 20 times maybe. And it's no matter, and that place, you want to talk about a place that gets hammered by fishermen. I mean, the one time me and my buddy were fishing there, and I swear there was a boat every 100 foot.
Yes.
You were just on top of each other.
But you know, the weeds down there create enough habitat for the bass that, you know, there's this, even though it gets hammered by anglers, there's still an extremely healthy bass population down there.
And snakeheads, they got some.
And snakeheads.
Well, I tell you what,
pretty ugly critters.
Well, they're an invasive species here, like the blue crab. The blue cats are invasive down here. This is I show this because I want to. That's my biggest blue cat.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 41 pounds that thing was.
We just had a 15-year-old girl. Well, she just turned 16. Break the Ohio record for a blue cat, and it was 101 pounds. We actually created a jersey for her, that an Ohio record breaker jersey. But she just broke that record about 6 weeks ago, I believe.
Ain't that crazy? Them things get huge. There's my buddy Brandon. Look at that big ass blue cat he's got.
Oh my gosh.
That's my buddy. I'm so proud of him. So this is my buddy Brandon, and he told me. Now I don't know. I don't think he'll be upset. But my buddy, I used to go fishing with him, you know, and he kind of disappeared for a little bit. We haven't heard much from him, and he was over 400 pounds. And this is my man now. Look at him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he lost over 200 pounds.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he looked. I was in the butcher shop Saturday. He literally walked in and was looking around, and I don't know what my big mouth, how he didn't realize that was me standing there talking, me and my wife in there talking. And I just glanced, and it just hit me that, Jesus, I'm like, Brandon, and he looks great. He sounds great. And he lives real close to me now. So hopefully he's going to show me how to catch them big blue cats. I've been out, you know, it's easy to catch a blue cat, put a worm on, you know, bottom rig. But down here, we have some, like on the Chop Tank, the Nanacoke, the Wycomico. It's all tidal, but the rivers, a lot of tidal places, you don't really notice the water going down. It's not that big of a current. But down here on the rivers that we have, it's really a fast current. And it took me a while to adjust the bass fishing in that current. And that's why I stopped throwing a Senko or a worm, because if you throw it down there, it's already flying down the river. So So how was your experience on the Potomac? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, I did. I did. We met a lot of great people down there. You know, learned some interesting history from the area. It was really nice. And like I said, we've got a couple fellows down there that, we became friends with, and we still talk to weekly. The one's been up here to fish Lake Erie with us a couple of times now as well.
I'm going to put your, I'm sorry. I'm going to put the same thing with them. I'm going to put your,
You're fine. But you were talking about your friend who had lost all of that weight, and a lot of manufacturers think bass anglers are all size medium to extra large. So what we did with our line of clothing, we on our men's jerseys they go up to a 6XL, and on our women's they go up to a 4XL. So we took into account that not everybody is the same size that's out on the water. And like, there's not a lot of companies that are promoting a comfortable jersey that's made to be out in the sun for 8 or 10 or 12 hours for larger fishermen.
yeah, I'm not too small. I'm not too small. You want to send one my way? I'll be more than proud to wear one of your shirts.
We'll have to do that, Sam. We'll have to hook you up with one of them, buddy.
I'll be more than happy. If not, you can send a pink one for the wife. While we're out crabbing, look, there you go. She's like, yes, you can send her a pink one, and we'll be more than happy to show it on our YouTube channel while we're crabbing and stuff.
Awesome.
So we'll promote you.
We just did jersey designs for the nation's first Capital Bass Club down there as well. So they should be placing their order soon for our jerseys. But we went with an American flag print, of course, with the bass and then their logo. But what I started to tell you earlier was we do gloves and stuff for the ladies too.
Like winter gloves or fishing gloves, right?
Fishing gloves. Actually, I've got men's and ladies available. But I'm going to show you what I did with our gloves. And I grabbed a small instead of a medium. So bear with me here.
You're actually pretty nice. See, you could use them gloves for crabbing. I'm telling you. Pulling them traps.
Yeah, they're fingertipless.
Come here, my love.
So if you catch,
let me see if I can, hold on one second.
So even if it's a day where you're just catching, an astronomical amount of bass, bass tend to tear up your hands when you're fishing.
Come over here
So these are great. They actually have the grips on them for your rod, which would be great for your crab baskets as well. But they provide coverage up to the upper tip of your finger.
Here you go. See?
When you're fishing, you can still fill your line, when you're waiting on that bite. But these are weekend hookers. We also have them in fish her print too.
Weekend hookers. Mm-hmm.
Weekend hooker gloves.
Can I call you the weekend hooker? I'm sorry. So hey, yeah, me and my wife, you got an elderly husband. So
yes, I do.
37 years we've been together. So we've been together a pretty long time. I don't know how she tolerates me, but she does. Not much, but she does. Here you go. Look, I showed this. Can I show them all I got to show everybody the pictures. And what? No, not tonight. I was going to show them the pictures.
I'm saying they're going to think I look like that, and I really don't.
What that? You want to show them what you look like now?
No,
go ahead.
Really
You don't want to? We can scare anybody.
Yes.
You're not a shut up. You're crazy. She's a loony too, man. She got married. There you go. That's my wife back in 1987.
I don't look like that.
Oh my goodness.
You want to see something scary?
The haircuts.
Yeah. Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till this picture.
You're so rotten.
Because we're headbanging. Come on, show them your dude. You want to show them your dude? You look beautiful. How do you not?
I don't have no makeup.
You're the beautifulest woman in the world. Come on.
Sure.
All right. So this is what a man will do when he falls in love with a girl, and she goes, you would look really good with long blonde hair.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
That's 80s hairband. Man. That's
awesome.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
I show that every live
You always
stream.
have to do that.
Yeah, I got to show because I got 37 years. There ain't too many people hanging around 37 years.
No. My husband and I are both on our second, but we've been married for 16 years. So.
That's still good. It's tough nowadays. They're trying to tell the kids not even, they're trying to keep our kids not to get married and mess up the family and stuff. It's nuts, and it's a Looney Tune. We got a family. My daughter's getting ready to turn 40, and I had my grandson down here last week. I got to take him out. Obviously we took him crabbing, but I took him out fishing for a little bit. Yeah, some small catfish, just a bottom rig with night crawlers on it. Nothing big. But I took him topwater bass fishing last year for the first time. ever since she's been 1 year old, I put a little Zepco, a little Spider-Man rod in his hand, and he was ever season one, just casting out with a little rubber fish, just casting it and reeling it. I got him flipping into his little pool and everything. So the first time I really took him out, I took him to my buddy's. He's got a farm, he's got a farm out there, and he's got the pond, and it's got really good, really, really good bass fishing up there. And he wanted to throw a crankbait, and he's only like, he had only be like 3 or 4. He was pretty young, 3 or 4, but he's so used to throwing it, but he wanted to throw it. And I was like, all right, okay. And he brought it in, and damn it if he didn't catch it. And I got a picture. I don't got a picture up here, but he caught the bass all by himself, cranking it, with a crankbait and everything. He was giddy. And he got to go into his so they a lot down here on the eastern shore of Maryland. There's a lot of chicken farms, and he just got a whole new, 4 buildings full of little chicks. So he got to go in and see about like 20,000 chicks in the thing. So it's fun getting him to go out and everything. So
my grandson likes to go out on the boat. Now we've had a couple Spider-Man fishing rods become victim to the lake out here. So
well, it's fun. It's getting the kids, and the whole reason why I'll tell you why I really wanted to promote the women, and it's because of my next door neighbor. I just posted a video on my channel, and it's all about commercial crabbing and commercial oystering here in Maryland. Obviously blue crabs are a big thing here, and it's my next door neighbor. She works on the water. She makes her living working on the water. She crabs all summer long. She gets about sometimes not even a couple weeks off, and she switches over to oystering all winter long. So if you want to watch that video and see what she does, for a living, and she only looks like, I don't even think she looks like she's maybe 100 pounds, 100, maybe 110. But man, she busts her ass. She wore me out, and I get to go with her a couple times a year. And so the promoting the women thing is kind of why I'm doing this. I think it's a good opportunity for women right now, because I think the men are a bunch of drama queens. They it's a bunch of crap there between. So what do you think about the forward facing sonar in fishing? What do you think about it?
I've got one on my boat, but I'm a shallow water angler. I don't fish ledges and stuff like that primarily, but up here it's a lot of shallow water fishing. Now if I spend my husband uses his forward facing on Lake Erie for smallmouth and things. Like I said, I'm a shallow water specialist. I love to shallow water fish. I don't really have, I think it's like video game fishing almost. It kind of took the fishing aspect out of it, because people are looking down. It's almost like they're playing a video game versus fishing. I don't have any qualms about people fishing that way. But I would like to see some tournament trails to get back to the basics where they're just doing a no electronics tournament.
I do not.
And I'm not saying 100% of your tournament trails, because people invest a lot of time and money into forward-facing sonar and electronics. Like I said, I've got one myself on my boat, but I think it takes the fishing aspect away from it.
I don't know where that thumbs up is coming up. Are you doing it? Who is doing it? 'Cause I don't know. I'm not doing it. Is that you?
Nope, not me.
Somebody's putting a thumb mark up there. I don't know. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's StreamYard doing it. That's funny. I've never seen that on one thing. So I do have her Facebook page in the link. If you guys like to check it out for all her stuff. I think it's really cool. I think it's a great thing, and promoting women in fishing. I just think it's I can't believe it's not really out here, but I think there's a lot of opportunity for ladies to really get some of the sponsorship that these guys, with the guys crying. And for me, I'll tell you honestly, if you are a professional bass fisherman, you should not have. I got ticked off when I found out what a hydro wave was. I'm like, you know what a hydro wave is?
Yes, it's like an ecosystem under the water to lure in bass.
Yeah. And I'm like, you're a professional. What the hell did you need that for? So,
I think like Major League Fishing, especially like in their Phoenix Bass Fishing League, I think in a lot of instances they're having trouble filling the field because of non-boaters who don't want to participate because of the boater using forward-facing sonar. So it'll be interesting to see the direction that goes in the next couple of years.
How do you think the co-angler stuff going on? I keep hearing, that's almost getting ready to go away, because at least for the professional boaters, has it been that much of a problem with co-anglers? I know you always get one knucklehead every once in a while that's just a really irritating person, but for the most part, 'cause that's how I got into it. I didn't have a boat, and the only way I could fish was joining a club and being a non-boater.
Right. And that's how I started as well. Like I said, my first year, but after that first year, I swore I would never go as a non-boater again. And
Was it
it
because
wasn't,
was he blocking you? Was he really making it hard for you to actually do anything?
I had really great experiences as a non-boater, but I had a couple bad experiences too. And I don't want to go into details about those, but and it's not just the boaters. I mean, I've had bad experiences as a boater from people on the bank, calling you out belligerent names and things because you're fishing by the campground or by the dock system, or whatever the case may be. But all in all, fishing has been amazing for me. It's been very rewarding. I would like to see more women get into the field. And just a quick rundown of the lady that helps me, Angie. We actually met at Lake Gunnersville in Alabama 3 years ago. She was fishing the Toyota Series as a non-boater. My husband was fishing as a boater. It was extremely cold that week, so I didn't jump into the field as a non-boater. It was like 13 degrees on tournament morning when we got up. So Angie and I met Angie down there. Like, I don't see a lot of other ladies who are out tournament fishing. So I wanted to, meet this lady who was crazy enough to go fish when it's 13 degrees. So, I approached her, introduced myself, and come to find out she lives 35 miles down the road from me here in Ohio. So we met 8.5 hours away from home, and she lives 35 minutes from me.
Well, so have you guys been out has it been nice to actually find a friend do you guys fish a lot, or at this time of the year, do you just make sure you focus on tournaments?
Right now, it's pretty much tournament fishing in the business. I'm not even doing as much tournament fishing as I would like to this year, because we're just, we're still building the brand, and we've had an amazing year. We really have. But we traveled to ICAST together 3 years ago down in Florida, and we fished that tournament. Lake neither one of us had ever seen. In the ladies division, we finished fourth.
They had alligators. I don't like alligators.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was interesting in an 18-foot aluminum boat. Some of those gators were as big as my boat.
Yeah, but I mean, some of them alligators. I mean, there are knuckleheads out there in kayaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of ladies out there don't understand that. Even if their husband's not interested in fishing, if they don't have a boat at home, they can jump into Major League Fishing. They can jump into the Two Chicks on a Boat or the LBAA field, all as a non-boater. They don't have to own a boat. You just show up on tournament morning with a couple rods in your hand and $20 to give to the boater for gas money, and go fish for 8 hours.
Yeah, I mean I joined the club. And I won't lie to you, the reason why I stopped it was because of they were part of part of the Bass Nation and stuff. And they were arguing about, to me, it was like about little stuff. Now I do fish with a club, and I haven't fished with them in a couple years. I'm going to fish a couple tournaments with them this year. It's just a local club, but it's basically you show up and it's like $25. It's like 25 hours. It's $20 and $5 for lunker, and we fish the rivers. And they have all these rules, but basically they just say, hey, just everybody be safe, and and it's bass fishing. It's what it's what I love. It's what I love, and I'm very embarrassed that I think I've only been bass fishing twice this year.
Well, the reason why we jumped into the Bass National Regional Tournament was for the opportunity at potentially getting to the Classic, and it was here, locally. But I will tell you this: we met a lot of great fellows out there. Now, again, I was the only lady angler. Angie was the only lady non-boater in the field when we were out there. But just everybody was so nice. I mean, we absolutely had a great weekend.
And most of the time, I would think that if you're a non-boater, unless it's a really big tournament, like something really, really big, I would think I've been trying to get Christine Fisher on here,
Mhm.
and we were supposed to do it, but just when she wanted to do it, she has been so busy. So it's got to be crazy. It's been so busy. But I just watched her last video, and as she just did, I think the LBAA tournament.
Yeah, down
Um,
on Gainesville.
yeah, she did that tournament, and she fell in the water.
Oh no.
The grass was so thick, right? The grass
Mhm.
was so thick, and her little body. She's trying to pull this big trolling motor up with all this grass on it, and she literally slipped and fell into the water. So that's kind of funny. But you can hear the whole time. She had a girl on there that's never bass fished before. That's really never. I don't think she's ever fished before, and you can hear her through the whole video trying to explain to her. They were teaching her. So most guys, if you're new, even women, a lot of them will really be very helpful in teaching you stuff. I learned a lot.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
realize
learned a
how important tide was. If you're
I
fishing
learned
tidal
a
water.
lot from my boaters when I fished, and I've learned a lot from my husband over the years. But a lot of ladies I think have the misconception that what do I do if I got to go to the restroom for the 8 hours, or what if this happens? What if that happens? I mean, if you got to pee, somebody's going to pull over to the bank and let you get up and pee, or if there's a restroom close by, they're going to let you use the restroom facilities.
Yeah,
It's not like you're trapped in a boat with a stranger for 8 hours who's just going to be a total jerk.
yeah.
Like I had some great experiences as a non-boater. Um, I love running my own boat now, though.
It gives you a little bit. It gives you a little bit of freedom. But how do you feel when you have somebody on the back? Does it put any pressure on you
It
to?
it, it does, because you're committed to making sure that they catch their limit that day as well. Like I said, I just go out to fish. I've got forward-facing sonar. You won't see me use it during a tournament. As a matter of fact, if I pull in somewhere that's got a school of fish on it, last year when I was at Lake Erie, I went into an area that had a pretty large school of smallmouth. I caught my 5 fish within the first half an hour, and we stayed there until my non-boater had his 5 fish as well. So some anglers aren't that way, but if I've got somebody in the back of my boat, they've paid to be there the same way I have. I want to see that they're able to catch fish as well.
All right. Well, like I said, in the link in the description, I have in the chat in the description. I'll make sure after this video post, I'll make sure I put her uh the website, Facebook, and everything. So just go to Fish Her. They got some really cool stuff. They're really nice ladies. And I'm telling you what, I have stole almost every woman that's been on the co-angler corner, because
Have you?
their show just kind of popped up. So I drive in the morning to work, and their show, I put in podcast, and
Hmm.
their show popped up. I didn't look for it, nothing. It popped up, and I listened to it. And they're promoting the women just like
Yes.
like I'm trying to. So I think I've gotten 3 women from that. I got
And
you.
I think it's great that fellows are starting to try to promote ladies, in the field, because our slogan for our brand is actually because she fishes too.
Yeah.
Uh, and a lot of the manufacturers out there have forgotten that there's ladies in the field. They don't want to wear the same jerseys as men. They don't want them to hang down to their knees. They don't want to be uncomfortable in the water. They want to have something that's specifically designed for them.
And it looks like you got a pretty good product. And if like I said, you can know what my wife will wear it proudly, and their videos will be more than happy. And I was getting frustrated with YouTube. I mean, I really was, because I was really getting frustrated with YouTube. I've been doing it about a little over 4 years now, and it started, that snowball thing kept going, and I was very upset that it just seemed like whew, I got the 4,000 subscribers. I was like, man, I was like, all right, we're good. We're going for 10,000 subscribers by last year. And when I hit that 4,000 subs, it was like, oh my God, I was struggling to get 1 a day, 2 a day. It's been killing me. So the last 3 videos is finally starting to get my views are way up now from, I normally for a crabbing video would get like 2,000 views within the day. And I was only getting like 300-400, maybe 500. And my wife going, what is going on with your channel? So we didn't know what was going on. But my goal is 10,000. It's a lofty goal, but 10,000 subs by the first of the year. So we're really going to be pushing out videos and everything. But hey, you want to no strings attached. If you you want to send my wife while we're out crabbing, she will be more than happy to wear your shirt, and we'll give you a shout out with it and everything.
You'll have to message me through Facebook Messenger and send me sizes and things so I can get some stuff down to you all to market in your area. Like I said, I've got a couple of people down in the DC area that we're already working with, and it's we've shipped to Washington, I've shipped to California, I've shipped to New Mexico. We've shipped countrywide, so we're very, very blessed. It's been a great first year for us. But the most rewarding thing about the brand has been when we showed up at the fishing expo this year and we had all of this pink stuff. The little girls' faces just lit up because they were just used to going to an expo and, just to hang out with dad for the day. It was nothing, nothing there for them. They just wanted, and, I went for years where I just, and I would buy my own baits and things, but primarily I went to hang out with my husband because, there just wasn't anything that was there to attract lady anglers. So this year was a lot of fun. Like I said, seeing the little girls' faces light up, and we're doing fun designs for boys now too. And like I said, we've got a full men's line, a full youth line, and a full ladies line of jerseys. And it was so cute. Even some of the fellas that were there shopping without their daughters. You had these big masculine fellas coming over and picking up these little tiny 12-month princess jerseys for their little girls to take home. So
yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I think it's Smoky Ribs. Smoky Ribs. You want to watch I always talk about him as much as I can. Smoky Ribs barbecue. You want to learn how to cook some good food. You got to go to him. He's been doing it. He's been doing it like 12 years now, I think. And that man, he's getting close to like 300,000 subs. Man, that guy he's a very down to earth guy, and he can cook some food. I just want to go down there. I want to give him some snakehead to cook on his channel, and I want to go down there just so I can have a professional crawfish boil the way it's really done. I want to go down there. He lives up in Mississippi, not too far from Louisiana.
Well, then you get the right kind of crawfish boil down there. There, Louisiana, I think would be your best bet.
Yeah, he's the man. But Trish, I appreciate you coming on, and we can at the end of the season in the wintertime, maybe when a lot of the shows start. Oh, she disappeared. She went blank. We'll give her a second to come back on. Yeah, she kind of disappeared. We'll see what happens. Her battery died. Somebody called her. That's what happened. Somebody, I think somebody just called her phone, which knocked her right off. That's all right. She'll be right back on. I'll give her a second. She'll come back on. Hold on. Yeah, so like I said, I've been doing my best to try to promote the women and fishing and stuff like that, and they have a pretty cool apparel line. There she is.
Sorry, Sam, my daughter was trying to call in and it cut me off.
That's what I told her wife. I said, somebody's calling her.
Yeah.
Somebody just called right through.
Yeah, she works our local ER, and she always calls me when she gets off work. So
that's awesome. Trish, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Sam.
I would put the link in the description for their website, and like I said, in the chat right now, you can click on our Facebook page, and they've been, I've been listening to them. I think you're on the Co-Angler Corner coming up again, right?
Yes, I'll be on there the end of July. I think it's July 22nd.
Yeah, I think you promoted that. I drive like an hour to work, so a lot of times I put on a podcast so I can listen to it. So I've been kind of listening to them and stuff like that, and it's been really nice talking to you. And I really hope you have mounds of success. That's the way I look at it. Promoting the women.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And one of the other things that we do, I don't want to forget about, is we do a lot with autism awareness. My middle daughter is autistic, so you'll see a lot of things with autism awareness on our website as well. We work with our county board of MRDD, and we do some fundraising events for First Capital Enterprises for adult day trips for special needs individuals in our community. So like I said, when you see a lot of those things, I've got a special needs daughter myself. She's 23 years old, and she did our original autism awareness design. So
Is there now before we go, if you got anything else that you want to promote, you think you might forget, please, promote anything,
Oh,
anything you like.
definitely. Does the wife have any questions for me? I hear her talking in the background.
No, she's sitting there, and usually she'll come in, but she took her makeup off.
Oh
You know,
no.
you know how that
Oh,
is. Women take their
one,
makeup off.
hey, one more thing I want to show off, Sam, before you leave.
Yeah, go ahead.
We do
Try to put you. I'm going to go off screen.
okay.
Okay. So you keep talking. You might not be able to hear me, but I'm gonna put you full screen. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we now have custom weigh bags available at Fisher. These weigh bags have the handle. They also have a shoulder strap, all metal clips and fixtures. The
Pick that up.
handle,
Pick that up a little bit high.
there we go. So again, all metal clips and fixtures. They do zip on the top. So if you fall when you're carrying your bag, you're not going to lose your fish. But they have a heavy gauge zipper. They are double walled like a cooler. And each has about a 2-inch lip on the side at the top. So when you're filling your bag, if your bass jumps, they're less likely to jump out of the bag because they'll catch that lip with their, either their mouth or their tail. But this is something brand new for us. It's something brand new to the industry as a whole. Because as far as I know, nobody is doing a sublimated weigh bag. And if they are, I don't think they're adding all the extra angler friendly perks that we are.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty nice bag. It's a pretty big bag. The one I got one. It's I don't know. It's just a big old. I don't know where. I don't remember where I got it, but that's actually a real nice bag.
Yeah,
The
the plastic ones, you're lucky to get a season out of them because from folding them and stuffing them in your compartment, they crack from the
Right.
cold or the heat. They just crack. It's just, the nature of them. We were lucky to get a season out of them. So we developed these, and as you can tell, they're more of a soft material.
Are they
They're
more
like-
like a? Now, can I ask? Are they more like a cooler?
Yes, and we actually make them in cooler size. So the good thing about that is if you're standing that weigh line for an hour, like I said, they're double walled too, so they're keeping your fish insulated.
So you can actually stick a little bit of ice in there if you had to.
Yeah, but you can use them as a cooler too. And like we do this 14 by 14 size. And the joke on these is these are for your buddy who doesn't catch big enough fish to need a real weigh bag.
I know a couple of them guys.
But these are great to use as a cooler bag. They're also great for a non-boater bag because they will fit a couple crankbait boxes and about 20 bags of plastics in them. But then we do the women-friendly prints in our weigh bags as well. So this is one of our cheetah prints.
Was that all hearts?
It's cheetah print.
How do you
Animal print, like
clean them?
What's that?
So Russ, how do you clean the shirts or the bags?
This is the bag.
No. Russ was asking how would you clean them?
The bags.
Yeah, I don't know if he's asking for the bags or the shirts.
Just hose on the bags. Just hose them off. I mean,
yeah.
But the shirts, I recommend washing them in cold water. They don't require cold water, and I never wash mine with jeans because they're a polyester material, and if you wash them with jeans with your zipper teeth are apt to snag them. So I try to be careful with the shirts that I don't throw jeans in the wash with them. Otherwise, they're fully machine washable.
The bags, yeah. So she said you can pretty much just rinse them off.
Yeah,
it's almost like a cooler. It looks like.
Yeah, it's almost like they're developed almost like a lunch bucket, that you're. But if you look inside, you can see where it's double walled.
Oh yeah.
So you see the liner inside, and like I said, we love these because it helps keep your fish insulated while you're standing in those long weigh lines. Because I can't tell you how many times, especially if you're taking smallmouth that you've caught in deep water to the scale. They a lot of times they die in the line, just waiting on you to get up there to weigh in, and these will actually help keep them cool. Not to mention they're not clear, so the sun's not beating on the fish while you're standing in line.
So what do you think of the CPR? So when we did it, so the kayak guys do it by length. CPR, that means catch, picture, release.
Right.
So are you ever into that? Because I thought, I don't know, I always thought that was good, especially in the hot months when it's
Yeah.
really, really hot like it was this weekend. And if you catch bass really early, you're driving around in your boat. I mean, they got a lot of things, like I would take a 2-liter bottle of soda and freeze it the night before,
Right.
water. A lot of times I would stick it in there, stuff
You
like
know,
that.
Sam, most bass anglers are conservationists.
Yeah.
They want the bass to be there the next time that they go fish for them. So the 2-liter bottle of water is a good idea. This weekend, I actually stopped halfway between tournament day and went to the boat rental place and went ahead and grabbed an extra bag of ice on Saturday, just because temperatures hit 98 degrees here in Ohio, which is unusual in Ohio in June.
Hmm.
So I mean, like I said, and most anglers are that way. Most of
Yeah.
us are conservationists. Most of them are bringing ice out in the morning, icing those fish, using their G juice to fill the live well. It's I don't really see a huge problem with people with fish. The place I see the big problem is, like I said, if you're stuck in a long wait at weigh-in,
Right.
because your live wells are aerated. That once you get up to the tubs at the weigh-in, they're aerated. However, before you get to the tub, you're just holding the fish, and primarily in a clear bag where the sun is just beating down on those fish. And if you don't have the water cool enough or there's not enough ice in it, then a lot of times it does overheat them.
So so if you're going to stick them in the tubs, I mean, I guess you can always put some fresh water in there, or you know what I mean? How would you? I guess it would be. I guess it would be all right as long as there's water running around it. But I mean, would you put some water in there at the tub inside? Because it's only because they're going to run out of just using the same water that's in them bags. You end up replenishing it when you get to the tubs. I think I've only did it one time. I did
Well,
the SQTs one time.
they have
And they had
separate
tubs.
aerators, and you pick up one of the aerators and put it into your bag.
Okay.
To keep it, the bubbles, keep the water oxygenated in the bag itself while you're waiting in the weigh line. Like I said, the thing I like about our bags is with the shoulder strap, you can overfill them with water and not be in misery trying to walk to the scale with the bag.
Right.
Because with the handles, I mean, it's, if you've got a 300-yard walk to the scale, it's kind of a pain in the butt trying to get there with a full bag of water and 20 pounds of fish.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got that shoulder strap, it's a lot more comfortable trying to carry them. And we actually had one of our buddies from down here who's bought 2 of our weigh bags off of us now, but he actually fell at a tournament the other day and had his fish her weigh bag and had the shoulder strap on and the zipper up. And the zipper closed, had he not have had that zipper closed on the bag, he would have lost his fish because he fell on the ramp in the mud. And, if it weren't for the zipper top, his fish would have been apt to have come out of the bag, and there he would have lost his, his day's limit before he ever got to weigh them.
I'm so curious why them thumbs. I am not doing that.
I
Well, like it must be something new that I
it's
don't know
not
nothing
me.
about.
Here's my hand.
That's good. No, give a thumbs up. Make sure you give a thumbs up to the channel, please, and subscribe. I've gotten, since I've hit 5,000, it's only been about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and already got 100 subscribers and
That's awesome.
like a little over a week. So 10,000 subscribers, and my views they're rocking and rolling right now.
Yeah, and we shared you as well, and we'll continue to help you guys try to develop too. I appreciate you guys reaching out to us to have us talk about our brand. It's we're doing a lot of fun, exciting things, and I look forward to what the future holds.
That's good. Like I said, whenever I see you on Facebook, I'll share. I share everybody. Everybody's been on the channel. I share their stuff out. I'm not just just promoting, and it's promoting small business too.
Right.
When I started this was called the Tackle Shop Podcast, and I was actually taking my equipment and actually going into local tackle shops, and so I was sitting in a tackle shop promoting their tackle shop, plus bringing in the guests and stuff, and but it's weird because we do a lot of crabbing, and a lot of my big videos are my crabbing, so I end up changing it to the Crab Shack, because here in Maryland, blue crabs, a lot of people say it's a lot of picking, but the whole thing about the Crab Shack and crabs, it's everybody sitting at a table drinking a beer, just it's all about talking from fishing, sports, what's happening today. So it's really kind of conversation, the crab, when I talk about a crab shack. So I don't know why I didn't bring it up at the beginning. I changed the night. That's like third time I changed it, but it will be called the crab shack from now on.
That's awesome, and thank you for what you're doing to try to help promote other lady anglers. Like I said, I think the future looks good for ladies in the industry, and I'm interested to see what the LBAA does. We'd reached out to some of our tournament directors with Major League Fishing, trying to get them to run a women's circuit. So, maybe with Bassmaster and LBAA and Two Chicks in a Boat, everything that's starting to come about for lady anglers, maybe Major League Fishing or some others will jump on board and start promoting ladies a little bit more.
Do me a favor and make the peace sign. Hold it up real quick. Hold it up to the camera.
Did you get
Oh,
it?
I didn't do it. Oh, there it is. Look, look at the balloon. No, it's your computer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you could do it. So he does it all the time. I think if you do the heart thing. See
Maybe.
that? I don't know how to. Oh, I forgot I did it. Or
Nope.
no. So you got to figure it out. My buddies have.
I don't know. I'll have to figure
You
it
do the
out.
peace signs and all the balloons came
I
up.
told you I'm too old. I'll have to call and text support from my children.
That's funny, Russ, because Russ has the I think it's Apple products.
Yes.
She has an Apple device that do that. I was wondering. So that's you doing all the thumbs. That's cool. Well, that's awesome. And like I said, Trish, thanks for coming on. And I hope, like I said, success for your business. And like I said, I'll share all your stuff out, and I'll instant message you if you want to. Like I said, my wife, while we're out crabbing on our videos, will be more than happy to promote you guys.
We might have to develop a blue crab jersey.
Yeah, my wife would.
Area.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, my wife.
That'd be something interesting to add to our inventory, and that's.
She said she'll make a crab. She'll make a crab logo shirt.
We're
awesome.
We're constantly looking for new things. I mean, we've literally got hundreds of designs, so it would be nice to add, I guess, a blue crab one for the Maryland and Virginia area, where you guys are famous for your blue crabbing. So
absolutely. All right. Well, you have a wonderful night, and I appreciate again you coming on. And like I said, if you want to stay on just for 1 second while I end the live, and then I'll talk to you real quick.
Okay.
All right. Everybody, thank you very much. And please go to Fish Her on Facebook, and I'll leave in the description once this post, I'll leave her website in the description so you can check out all her apparel. It's really cool. All right, everybody, thank you. See ya.